Hey, stop.
Okay.
Are you gonna ask me a question?
Of course.
My first impression of this apartment, I hated it. Let's say I wanted to flip this house, this apartment. This would not be the apartment to flip because it would be too costly. Once you have to get out the extension cord, the game is over. With a well-designed home, a home that you don't want trouble with in the future, there's a lot of things that you don't see you spend money on. You know, sometimes when you have a budget for a home, you step on the line every once in a while, and maybe one toe over the line. We stepped on that line and just ran across.
This started as a layout that the owner couldn't stand, so he redesigned it for better flow, functionalities, and qualities. Approximately 450,000 worth of renovation was poured into upgrading every single details in this 2-bedroom service apartment. Not just for aesthetic, but to make the space very practical to live in. Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan. Today, we are following the owner's David. He has been in Malaysia for 25 years with a deep passion for design, and you will see the thinking behind every changes. Welcome to the Central Residence. Let's get started.
My wife and I have been married a long time. My wife's a lawyer. We got to a point where we needed a break. So we actually went back to the US. We took a break. We lived in New York City for a while, then we moved to Miami. But after about 5 or 6 years, we realized that was not home. Malaysia was home. So she said, let's balik kampung. Let's go back. So we did. When we came back, we started looking for a property. We rented a place here in this building because we love the location. This building has become a place where you don't even have to leave to survive. Meaning, it has one of the, I would call it a mini grocery store. Downstairs on level 2, where you can buy fresh vegetables and fruit and eggs, and you can buy beer, milk, rice, whatever you want. So if you never wanted to leave, you have the grocery store, you have a cafe downstairs, you have a laundry, you have gymnasium, they have 3 swimming pools, you have sauna, jacuzzi, you have children's play area, outside play area, you can play hoops, basketball, football here, they got a half court. My first impression of this apartment, I hated it. They tried to squeeze too much into an area. In my opinion, with very few exceptions, if you have a hallway, that is number one, a wasted space. As soon as you open the lift, the front door was in front of you. When you open that front door, you were met with another wall because there's a hallway there. You turn left to use a powder room and you turn right to gain entry into this living space. To me, that hallway and that powder room was all wasted space. Because that hallway and powder room was there, the kitchen was it was slightly wider than my fingertip to fingertip. It was very small, it felt constrained, and from the kitchen you could not see this living area or the beautiful view out here, right, the city view, because there's a wall there. If you had guests or if one person was here and the other person was cooking, you could yell back and forth, but you couldn't see them. To me, this is not the living experience we want. I mean, maybe 30 years ago, what went on in the kitchen, nobody wanted to know. It was 4 walls, enclosed, and nobody wanted to know. Today, everybody wants to be in the kitchen. They want to make their own whatever. Espresso, toast, eggs. So it's more of an open floor plan is what I think most people are looking for today. A good chunk of those funds was from the structural changes, expanding the kitchen, right? So all new cabinets, none of the existing kitchen was part of the original kitchen because it grew so much. Removing that wall, changing the entrance 90 degrees instead of the main door here, the main door entrance to your right, so you enter into this living area, taking out the powder room. Now you have to expand that kitchen. So all new cabinets, new marble countertops, all that kind of stuff. They also had a room back there for a maid's room with the maid's toilet, right? It was a 2+1. But to me, that was also wasted space. I had to take out the marble floor. I took it out for a couple of reasons. One, I prefer timber. And two, once you start taking these walls out, there was no marble underneath. And so now you have to do something. Instead of patchwork, you know, maybe if I was gonna flip this house, I would have said, okay, maybe we have something over there. And to differentiate the kitchen from this area, we have a different tile or a different material. But this was my home, so it had to be all the same. So we took out all the marble and we put in this solid timber floor. The budget got out of hand. But because it was our home, we wanted it to be a place where we looked forward to coming to. We wanted a place that was peaceful and that was quiet and that we could leave our troubles outside. And it was welcoming. That's what we tried to achieve here. I had the car park wired for both fast charging, which means it charges within 6 to 8 hours. And I have a separate receptacle for 220 volt if you want to charge your bicycle, your scooter, something like that. So everything is completely done, wired. My wife, when she finds time, because she's quite busy, she's an excellent cook. And I think that's how she relaxes. Me, on the other hand, I bake. You know, I have an engineering background and baking is science. And so maybe that's where science and baking come together because it's all about time and ingredients and temperature. So I built this dry kitchen for baking. Countertops are wide, plenty of countertops to work on, to roll things, to roll sheets for pies or cookies. I don't want the kitchen to look cluttered to the point where I don't even want door handles on the cupboards. So they're the nice push release type. I've hidden away mixers, espresso machines, things I don't want to look at. Even on the counter, I don't like to look at anything. So there's a place for everything. Sometimes people joke when they walk into our home, they ask if we just moved in because there's nothing around, right? But maybe it's the minimalist in me. I have receptacles everywhere because you never know when you're gonna need to use a hand mixer, whether on the counter, or on this counter, or on the other counter, stuff like this. The wet kitchen, it's closed off. It's made for cooking. When you cook, there's a lot of airborne, especially Asian food, a lot of airborne grease. So the backsplash is solid glass, so it's very easy to clean. Because we are pampered, I have air conditioning in there as well. Now the air conditioning is special because you can't put a normal air conditioner in there with the grease because it'll clog it up, right? But let's be comfortable while we're frying fish, right? With a well-designed home, a home that you don't want trouble with in the future, there's a lot of things that you don't see you spend money on. Normal people would have their dining room closest to the kitchen because this is where the food's coming from, right? But here, the view out here is so spectacular. I wanted the dining table in front of this window. Also, sometimes when I work, I use the spare bedroom as an office, but if I work out here, then I like to look out this window. So the dining table is here, PowerPoints on the floor, PowerPoints on either wall. Over here against this paneled wall, we had TV set with Astro and whatever it may be. And on this opposite wall, we had the sofa with floor lamps, which plug into the floor because I can't bear to walk over a wire because the room is wide enough that the sofa is away from the wall. So you can walk either in front of the sofa or behind the wall. So I didn't want any wires anywhere. All the wiring and receptacles means you have to expand the breaker box as well. So this is where all the costs come in. When you design a property, I like to focus on light first. You have sunlight, you have direct light, a light bulb shining down, and you have indirect light, which is light that bounces off of walls and stuff like that, right? I have a soft spot for Parisian or New York interior design. You know, I don't know if you would call this Parisian chic or what, but I picked up a little bit from interior design in Paris and in New York. So like this paneled wall, most people probably wouldn't consider it contemporary, right? But because it's in this setting, I consider it contemporary. It also normal concrete walls are not flat and they're not straight. I'm very particular as well, right? So I like the idea of a coffered ceiling. And a coffered ceiling is when you look up and there's like recessed squares in the ceiling. This was a concrete ceiling. It was harsh. But in order to get a coffered ceiling up there that fit these dimensions, we had to have a mold made of each square. Each square was molded and placed up there individually. So, you know, between the molding cost and the labor cost to put all these squares up there, the cost begins to mount.
The Sentral residence is a very strategic location. It's one of the KL key transportation hub, and it makes daily life incredibly convenient. From getting around the city to cutting down the time spent in traffic, the lifestyle here is hard to beat. Let's hear what David had to say about this location.
After a while, you wanted to leave the building, then you can walk across the Sky Bridge and you can go to one of the hotels. So say St. Regis has Michelin star restaurant. You can go to La Méridien. You can go to the Hilton, you can go to New Sentral Mall. All of that you get to without even walking outside. So if it's pouring down rain, you're walking through buildings to get to these places. And of course, one of the major advantages was it's connected to the train station. So you can take the LRT directly to KLIA, or you can take it downtown or to the Pavilion. I like the Pavilion Mall, but one of the reasons I don't go anymore was because the traffic was always terrible. But here you just take the train and they drop you off right in front. It's a convenient place to stay.
This is not just a makeover. It is a rethinking to integrate for a better living quality, space, flow, and functionalities. If you're looking for a 2-bedroom service apartment, this property is out for sale. For more information, you may contact the listing agent Maureen, and if you enjoy this episode, please support us by clicking the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and J.Media, we will see you next time. Bye.